Giants and the Phillies. Our game time weather is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. It's 58 degrees. We have winds at 15 miles per hour. The humidity is high, and it is, well, it is or it's going to be foggy. All right, let's take a look at Charlie Manuel's lineup. It'll be Jimmy Rollins, followed by Jason Worth. Big night last night for Worth. Then it's Utley Howard. Raul Ibanez in the 5th slot. Matt Stairs, the former A, gets a start. Former Giant Pete Feliz, 7th. Baco, 8th. Blanton, 9th.
Defensively, the Giants set it up with Lewis, Rowan, and Wynn. That's your outfield. Uribe Sandoval on the left side for Les. Ishikawa on the right side. Benji Molina. Well, he'll be in the squad, putting down the fingers for Tim Lincecum tonight.
And here's the first pitch of the ball game, and it's a strike at the knees. So we get started right on time at 6:05. And I think it's safe to say, Mike, that the hitters are happy that it's overcast. Breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-2. If it were Sunsplash right now, who knows what would happen in this game. The 0-2 pitch. See you later.
On a changeup.
And the fans are into it already.
Well, they should. This little guy can light them up. Let's take a look at his numbers. 21 starts, 11-3, 2.30 ERA, and look at the strikeouts. 183, 94 of those strikeouts by way of this pitch right here, a changeup. It has been an unbelievable pitch for him. Fastball, curveball, slider, changeup, but he will throw anything at any time, and every one of them can strike you out.
Here's Jason Worth. Worth has never faced Lincecum before. He had a good night last night as he banged out 2 hits in 5 at-bats. He had a home run. He had 3 RBIs. And a late call strike by home plate umpire James Hoy.
Hoy had to think about that for a little bit.
He did. And the 1-1 delivery. And it's a strike to make it 1-2.
He has come right out of bed. He has established all of his pitches. That was a curveball, and you can't throw one better than that. Late breaking, quick, and in a perfect position in the strike zone.
And a line drive to right field, a base hit. And it came on a 1-2 pitch. So Worth with a 1-out single.
Well, nice 2-strike at bat. That means that Lincecum's going to face Chase Utley out of the stretch.
Utley here in a chorus of boos.
Well, he dropped some stank guy on Jonathan Sanchez in game 1 of the series, and the fans have not forgotten that.
Yeah, but he also hit a home run right after the stank guy.
It was a manly at bat.
Very high, so Lincecum's first pitch out of the stretch. Sails out of the strike zone. Utley hitting .305, 23 home runs, 70 driven in. So Worth, who can run a little bit, is at first. Same pitch, same spot, 2-0. Worth with 13 stolen bases out of 15 attempts. And Lincecum, at times, doesn't seem to be concerned about those base runners at first. This is lifted down the left field line. Lewis giving chase, and Lewis cannot get to it, and it bounces into the seats.
That ball took off on him. His initial route to the ball was short. He had to reroute just as he got into the area to catch. Now watch the ball drift, and he's got to cut back. That's a ball that's should be caught.
2 balls and 1 strike.
You don't want to give a guy like Utley a second chance if you can help it. But there's a lot of drift on fly balls right now in defense of Lewis.
And Lincecum will chase Worth back to first. Howard to follow. We are just underway. in the dirt. It's 3-1. So Lincecum much better out of the windup than the stretch.
He does not lack for arm speed tonight, and that has been the problem, getting his changeup and curveball in the strike zone out of the stretch. Finding that release point takes time.
3-2.
And then he comes up with an absolutely perfect 3-1 changeup, and Utley can't pull the trigger. And that's the beauty of a changeup. It'll freeze a hitter.
See if Worth takes off. He goes on the ground. Velez does the 360 and throws him out. Nice play. 2 outs. On the play, Worth goes to second.
That was a nice play. You know, and it's really not an easy assignment when you're in the outfield one night, the infield the next day, outfield the next night, and find yourself back in the infield. But Eugenio Velez playing with a lot of confidence right now.
I mean, that ball goes underneath his glove. Really good at first and third. But now he'll have to play deep into, well, not deep into right field, but he'll play deep at second base into shallow right field. As Howard takes a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Howard's had a couple of home runs off of Lincecum. He's 2 for 9. And both hits big flies. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Boy, you look at that pitch from the center field camera and you ask yourself, how could a big league hitter miss that pitch by that much? Well, that's how deceptive and that's how good that pitch is.
Throws it again, 1-2.
Well, he's got about 3 things he can do with him now. I mean, he could go right across the chest with a fastball. You could throw another changeup. You could bounce a curveball. Slider at his back foot. Fastball in his hands. Or you can throw that changeup again just to stay in shape.
Nice play, Benji Molina, 2-2. Worth with a 1-out single, went to second on a ground ball. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Giants are coming up. Coming up, the Dogs are having a ball tonight out in the bleachers. Here's Bruce Bochy's lineup. Eugenio Velez will lead it off, and he's been terrific since is called up from Fresno, followed by Win Sandoval Molina. Travis Ishikawa gets a start, and he'll hit 5th. Rowan Lewis Uribe, and then hitting 9th is Lincecum.
Defensively, the Phillies will set it up with Ibanez, Worth, and Stairs. That's your outfield. Feliz, Rollins on the left side, Utley, Hauer on the right side. And Baca will do the catching for this gentleman here, Joe Blanton. Blanton in his 5th year at the big league level, 6'3", 255-pounder, 28 years old, out of Nashville, Tennessee. And Blanton can pitch.
And Velez takes a strike.
Blanton kind of a short armor, but a 4-pitch pitcher, fastball, curveball, slider, changeup, but he throws darts. He is going to be around the strike zone. He's going to mix speeds and just try to take the timing out of your at bat. That's what pitchers do, and he is definitely a guy that can do that.
Pulled on the ground to Howard, and Velez will be the first out for the Giants here in the 1st inning. Freddie Sanchez is here and available. Bochy said that he could use him at the back end of the game, maybe on a double switch, maybe as a pinch hitter. And he took ground balls today, and the Giants are waiting to see how he felt after that workout. And a lot of that will determine whether he will start tomorrow night. Wynn takes a strike. Randy Wynn hitting .270. He's got 2 home runs, 41 driven in. He's 3 for 10 in his career against Joe Blanton. A big game tonight for the Giants. A win tonight, and they could go into the ball game tomorrow looking to take the series. Randy Wynn breaks his bat. It's 2-2.
Well, you're going to see a lot of that. I mean, Blanton does use that inside corner a lot. He uses both corners a lot, and that's what his gift is. I mean, he has exceptional command with his stuff. He is not really going to blow you away with a lot of velocity, but he will blow you away with consistency to the corners. And he can go to the knee-high corners. He can raise it up, and he can pitch the top of the corners of the strike zone. You don't see him make many mistakes out over the middle of the plate. When you do, it usually is with a changeup when you're on your front foot trying to swing it anyway. Really understands getting the hitter off balance.
And Randy Wynn lines it to left, but right there is Ibanez. 2 outs. Here's Pablo Sandoval. Giants win on Thursday. Sandoval goes 2 for 4, a home run and 4 RBIs. They lose last night. Sandoval goes 0 for 4. I don't know what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, just be ready for Panda Land. That's what you're telling me.
Lines this one, and Worth will go back and make the catch. So a couple of line drives, and the Giants come up empty. 2nd inning coming up.
Major leagues. Well, how about first in strikeouts? Tied for first in shutouts. Tied for second in wins. Tied for second in complete games and fifth in ERA. That is having a good year. That's our Chevron unsurpassed performance.
Here's Raul Ibanez facing Lincecum for the first time, and he takes low. Ibanez hitting .301, 26 home runs, 75 driven in, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Ibanez on Thursday night to go for 2 with a couple of walks. Here he fouls this one out of play.
Yep, dog days of summer. Dogs on hand today. Had a parade before the game. They're sitting out in the bleachers in a special canine section.
Ishikawa, that's a fair ball. 1 out.
Well, Sunday, August 9th is Emerald Nuts Giants trading card day. That means the first 20,000 fans will get a pack of trading cards. It is a tradition here in San Francisco that will be carried on, and the first 20,000 fans will benefit from it. So get out here and see the Reds and the Giants August 9th. Go to sfgiants.com, or you can go to 1-877-4SFG-TICKS and get here. We're having fun here. You need to be here.
Here's Matt Stairs. A lot of sniffing going on up in the bleachers. Nice that.
I noticed that. This is the one day of the year where it's legal.
Stairs takes in tight. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, you can't get in trouble.
Oh yeah. A lot of good looking pups. They had a costume contest.
There's a late call strike. If you watch Matt Stairs in batting practice, he tries to yank everything out of the park. If you watch him during the game, he tries to yank everything out of the park. And those guys are dangerous. It's 2 and 2.
Well, yeah, every once in a while they run into it, and when they do, it goes out of the park. Or in the pond.
Down the left field line, but that will slice out of play.
But you're right. You know, with Matt Stairs, usually guys get into batting practice and they'll have one round. They'll throw a few to left and, you know, kind of do a couple of back control type swings. Not Matt Stairs. It is outhouse or castle.
Slow roller to Velez. 2 outs. And here's Pedro Feliz. Pedro Feliz getting booed. Come on, what did Petey do here bad?
He was a good Giant. Don't be booing the Pete.
1 ball and no strikes.
Really one of the softest spoken, kindest human beings we've ever met. Good pro.
He's one of those guys where you start him 30 games in a row and you put him on the bench for a game and he'd never ask why.
Nope. Does not complain.
2 and 1 on the high fastball.
Perfect temperament for an everyday player's approach. It's the type of temperament that just doesn't get up, doesn't get down. He'll have 4 home runs in a game. You wouldn't know it. Strike out 4 times, you wouldn't know it. Just get to the yard next day, get ready to go play hard.
I don't care what you say. That's a scary guy right there.
No, that's a good boy.
No, the dog's great.
That guy? Oh, yeah.
Foul back and out of play.
You're right. He's kind of a cross between the Kung Fu Panda and Spuds McKenzie.
I've seen that guy on those video surveillance cameras. Swing and a miss. He struck him out to end the inning. 3 strikeouts for Lincecum. Killing me.
Scary guy.
You got to look at the newest Giant, Freddie Sanchez, last inning in the dugout over here. He is not in the lineup tonight, although he has officially reported and been activated. The Giants want to be extra careful with that sore knee that he has, so today they had him run the bases. He was able to take BP, and then I caught up with him in the clubhouse before the game. He said he feels great, that when he hurt the knee, lateral movement hurt him, running hurt him, and now he feels no pain at all. He should be ready to go in the lineup tomorrow or Monday, guys.
All right, Amy. James Hoy called that a strike, and I don't think Benji Molina was buying it. But it's no balls and 1 strike. Now it's 0-2. Giants need Benji Molina to get hot.
Yes, they do.
Any time would be great.
Sooner than later. It's August. He's out of July.
That's it.
It's a new month for everybody. And baseball players believe that. If they're having a rough month, they're counting the days till that month's over.
Broadcasters believe it. I thought my July was a little shaky. I'm psyched.
Yeah,
I'm very pleased. Chopped right back to Blanton. And Molina will be retired. 1 out.
Yep.
This guy, he doesn't care.
Good looking pop. Cubs fan.
Travis Ishikawa hitting .271, 7 home runs, 30 driven in.
Let's go with that towel overhead. Looked like he had a little golden retriever in him.
Yep.
Yeah. Blood brothers.
Ishikawa's never faced Blanton before. And he takes a strike with Aaron Rowan to follow.
Blanton from behind looks like his fastball is pretty straight. It is. But if you watch him, it's always around the strike zone. It's always to the corner. Times he has problems is when he makes mistakes out over the middle. He doesn't have the type of stuff that he can challenge over the middle of the strike zone. But he's a dart thrower. Phillies think that he has been their most consistent starter, and that includes Cole Hamels.
Two-two pitch to Ishikawa. He got him. And that'll bring up Aaron Rowan.
Payoff pitch. Just a strike right through the outside corner, and that's an example of the dart throwing that Blanton can do to you. He'll pick you clean if you let him. Kind of a violent follow through.
Here's Rowan. Aaron Rowan back in the lineup last night. Giants are happy about that. And Rowan went 1 for 3.
Looks like the R gang dog, Petey.
It's like a handful. The 0-1 to Rowan. 0-2 to Rowan.
Really tight, quick little slider.
Last night, career hit number 1,000. On the ground for Rollins. Blanton, 6 up, 6 down. We will go to the 3rd. 0-0. Lincecum facing Paul Bacco. And Bacco drives one to center field. Rowan drifts back. And on one pitch, Bacco is retired.
Well, John Miller has a bobblehead. That's right, he does. And the first 20,000 fans that comes to the ball yard on Friday, August 7th, that's when the Giants are going to be taking on the Cincinnati Reds, are going to get a John Miller bobblehead. Oh, yeah, you can take home a little piece of the big kahuna. Go to sfgiants.com, or you can always call 1-877-4SFG-TICKS and get yourself some tickets online.
Here's Joe Blanton. Do we know if the bobblehead, if John's wearing shorts behind the desk?
He is.
Is he wearing flip-flops?
I don't think so.
Topsiders?
Topsiders.
Okay. The older topsiders, the ones we used to see all the time.
Yeah, the old style topsiders.
1 ball and 1 strike to Blanton. He's 1 for 30 this year. Lincecum takes it on 1 hop. Throws a 99-mile-an-hour fastball to Ishikawa. 2 outs.
Yo, damn, save that one. Holy smokes. If Ishikawa's glove was not broken in, it is now. This guy's got 1 speed. Got a little Sean Dunston in him. All right, here we go. Ready?
I like it about that guy.
Well, it was right there.
That's
perfect strike.
That's his first warm-up pitch. Here's Jimmy Rollins. Rollins saw 3 pitches. And he struck out in the first inning. There's Sean Dunston.
He still has a great arm.
And a base hit to right field, a 2-out single for Rollins.
A little mistake, the location up. Always starts with a good pitch to hit, and that was a good pitch to hit. Rollins had been really a hot hitter coming into this series. The type of guy who's not going to make, well, he will make you pay for a bad mistake like that to location.
So Lincecum facing Worth, who singled in the first. Rollins thought about it, and the pitch is high. Rollins has 28 steals. He's been caught 8 times.
Jason Worth, a dangerous hitter with lots and lots of power. Earlier this year in interleague play, he hit one in the upper deck in Toronto. Not many people go up there, but he did it twice.
We're going to say that pitch was high.
Yeah. I mean, some guys, they just don't give you anything at the belt. And I think Hoy may be one of those guys. Prefers the low pitch. That thrower was called by the bench. A lot of times if somebody is not, if an umpire doesn't give Lincecum a pitch, a close pitch like that, his concentration will completely leave the runner at first, and he'll kind of ignore him.
Rollins goes. Pitch is very high. This will be a stolen base for Rollins.
Let's take a look at the jump. .3 seconds from the time he took his jump to when he hit the bag. That's a good jump.
3-0 to Worth. Rollins goes. And it's ball 4. And Rollins will steal 3rd.
Watch him come set and watch his head. It never looks to second. And when you have a reputation, it gets around. And that was in the scout report. I can tell you that right now. The jump that Rollins had, Benjamin Molina never left his squat position. You have to look at that runner.
Here's Chase Utley. Utley bounced out to Velez in the first. And a breaking ball down low. So stressful inning. Lincecum. I looked up at the pitch count. And with 2 outs and Rollins at the plate, he was right around 31, 32. There's a strike. Baco flied out on the first pitch to lead off the inning.
He took a 1-0 fastball. Tells me he's about one thing. He's sitting on that changeup.
Rollins at third, Worth at first. Lincecum now ready to Utley. He got the changeup, and it's 1-2. That's the beauty of Lincecum's changeup, especially that one, where if you're looking for a changeup and it's a bad changeup, then you're going to see a ball hit very well.
You're right. I mean, what does that say about the pitch? Even when a great hitter looks for it, he still can't get his timing to it.
One and two to Utley. Worth back. We are in the third inning, 0-0. Worth goes. Little dribbler out to Lincecum. He has it. Side retired.
Easy.
Counts are coming up. One of our all-time favorites, Larry Anderson. 17 Major League seasons. He played with a bunch of teams. Larry and I were teammates with the Indians. We played in Reno together in 1972. Traded from Houston to Boston for Jeff Bagwell. And he was in 2 World Series with the Phillies, 83 and 93. He's the best. I love Larry.
He's hysterical. One of the good guys in this game, and always entertaining.
Always.
Makes you laugh.
Fred Lewis takes a pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Larry's the only guy I know that played that long and only threw 1 pitch.
Slider. Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, but after a while, you'd think his arm would fall off. Slider.
He could tell you it was coming. He only had 1 sign. 3.
Everybody that runs into Larry that has ever faced him, they all say the same thing. You look at Larry and you think slider immediately. Well, I think other things because I know too much about him. Lewis fights this one off, and it's fouled. 2-2.
Played against him in 1974 in the Texas League. He was in San Antonio, Cleveland AA affiliate. And you knew then he was going to be a big league pitcher.
Well,
17 years.
We didn't in Reno. He didn't have the slider in Reno. And a base hit up the middle off the bat of Fred Lewis. First base runner, first hit.
Well, we want to say congratulations to Marianne and Bob Spalletta, who were married here today at the ballpark. Couple from San Jose. Had a group of about 65, 70 family and friend, and they're all just out in their Giants uniforms. Big fans and a very happy couple. So congratulations to Bob and Marianne.
Bob's got to stop looking at the TV. He needs to look at the camera.
Yeah, Bob, look at the camera.
Now that's better, Bob.
What's the deal?
No. And easy with that knife. 0-1 to Uribe. And it's fouled at the plate, 0-2. But it was really a nice ceremony. My partner did the honors.
I was the justice of the peace for a day.
Bob just left a finger in that cake.
That's right. He doesn't care. He's having fun. But a nice group of folks out there and celebrating a happy couple.
I had a couple fans ask me, you do weddings now?
It was a one-time deal.
Somebody asked me if you do divorces.
There'll be no divorces. Good, tight little slider. That was what Joe Blanton can do, and I think one of the pitches that makes him special is that slider because it's not a big one. And a hitter sees this thing, and it's a slider in his mind, or a fastball in his mind the whole time, and then it just sort of falls off. It's got a little tilt to it, which is you can't call it a cutter. It's a good pitch, and he laid it right out there in the corner.
Lincecum with a bunt, and Baco picks it up in foul territory. One thing that we've realized with Tim Lincecum, he does just about everything good. I mean, pitching he's sensational, but all the other little things he does well.
Well, the good ones usually do.
He runs, he swings the bat a little bit. I mean, I don't want to jinx him now by laying down a bunt, but he does a good job of that as well.
You jinxed him.
I did.
Sorry, he's going to get a base
Actually,
hit.
you know what? I want to take back what I said. He's horrible.
You're trying a little reverse psychology here?
I'm trying to reverse everything.
Oh, yeah. The cake.
I mean, you did the ceremony. You got to get a piece of cake.
Oh, yeah, we will. We're going to get some cake.
Hit and run, and Lewis running. Lincecum fouls it out of play. It's really not a hit and run. With 2 strikes, you're never going to put on a hit and run because you're never going to force that hitter to swing at a bad pitch. It's a run and hit. Runner goes, and you swing at a strike. One and 2.
Well, I mean, you could do that if you're Bruce Bochy with Lincecum. I mean, he handles the bat well. As you mentioned, he's a good bunter, but he also could put the ball in play with the Butcher Boy.
Well, he's got Feliz near the line and in. I mean, it'd be nice if Lincecum could slap one right by him. Out in front of the plate. Blanton picks it up and throws him out after he first backs off. And Lewis now at second.
Punts it right back to the pitcher now. He's teaching to go to a side of the field, left, or third base line, first base line. But if you bunt it and the speed is perfect, you can be just effective even going back straight to the pitcher. There was some indecision there as to who's going to take that play for a second.
Here's Velez. Velez bounced out to Howard in the first inning. Here he waves at a pitch in the dirt, something he hadn't done since he was called up from Fresno. Been pretty selective. Down low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Ooh, good curveball. That is a 12-6 break right over the top. That is a high 3/4 release that gives you that 12-6 drop. And you talk about perfectly placing it in the strike zone, knee high on the outside corner. You do that, a guy's not going to even get a swing off on you.
Ball gets away. Lewis is going to end up at third. Eric. So Blanton gives the Giants another 90 feet.
Well, it is the dog days, and there is the dog. Does not miss a game.
Two pitch. Got him with a breaking ball to end the inning. Dave Fleming will be in to take you through innings 4, 5, and 6 here at AT&T Park. It's a happy couple.
Dave Fleming. David, welcome.
Thank you, Mike. You said it last night, right? You figured it was going to be this kind of game, scoreless and very well pitched. And this guy's a big part of it. Although Joe Bland's been fantastic himself.
You know, the thing about Blanton and Lincecum, they have a similar breaking ball. Not many guys have that type of acute break where it's 12-6, and they both have it.
Lincecum throws it there and gets Howard to hit a fly ball to left field. Lewis lining it up, 1 down.
Well, as Ryan Howard heads back to the Phillies dugout, what do you say we ask our Aflac trivia question tonight? The question is, can you name the only 5 players to win back-to-back National League Most Valuable Player awards? I think I can. Good question, though.
Lincecum jumps ahead of Raul Ibanez 0-1. You got two franchises who have had quite a few MVPs. Phillies, Giants, star-studded franchises. Ibanez up the middle, and it gets past Velez. Thought he had a chance to get it. I don't know if he would have had a chance to throw him out, but Ibanez gets himself a one-out base hit.
This is frustrating as a pitcher because it goes right over your glove, and you can hear it, you can smell it, and you just can't get your glove up in time. And Lincecum is not in a great position to field his position. Got a lot of momentum coming over towards the first base line, and he kind of has his body facing the foul line, the base line. Ideally, you want your chest to face the hitter when you're done throwing the pitch, but not many guys can do that.
Fastball too high to Matt Stairs. Ball one.
And you don't see many hard throwers that are completely square after they throw their pitch to home plate.
That one misses badly down and away 2-0. It is interesting, right? Because the Giants have talked about Lincecum a lot this year as a potential Gold Glove winner on the mound, because he does make so many spectacular plays, uses his athleticism to go after pop-ups and diving plays. Stairs takes one to right, kind of got jammed there, and Randy Wynn is there to make the play.
He's going to come back to the Phillies dugout and say one thing: I just missed that one. I mean, ideally, if you could do that to a guy 4 times, you've had a good night. Just give him a nice, comfortable 0 for 4. Just runs it up the bat just a little bit. And that's the I just missed that ball look.
He's got that softball swing. He takes a huge uppercut every time.
Oh, he'll be in the slow pitch softball home run derby contest the first year he retires. Are you kidding?
That's one of the things to love about Matt Stairs.
Yeah, he wants to throw that helmet, but the helmet is your friend. Be kind to your helmet.
He's still not over it. Former Giant Pedro Feliz takes one to shallow center, and that's going to get into no man's land. Base hit for Feliz. Now Ibanez has to scramble back to the bag. 2-out dunked single for Pedro. He's talking to everybody all series long. He knows everybody out on the field.
Hey, he's Pedro Feliz. He's Happy Pete. Come on.
He is truly one of the all-time good guys.
He is. Yeah, we were saying when he first got introduced his first at bat, he kind of had a trickling of booze. And we did not like that.
Yeah, come on. Nice curveball to Paul Bacco.
Not Pete. Anybody but Pete.
He had his moments where Giants fans got frustrated with him as a player, but that's a guy you want to make feel good when he comes back, no matter what you thought on the field, as Bacco is down 2 strikes now. Lincecum hasn't had a strikeout since all the way back in the 2nd inning. Fans are getting a little antsy for one.
All you have to do is ask.
And receive. Paul Bacco, sorry, it was meant to be. Scoreless here in San Francisco.
And it is that time of the night. We need you to go to csnbayarea.com to check out tonight's poll question, and it is the following: who is the most beloved athlete to play in San Francisco? The list is short, but it's sweet. Go ahead and vote right now, and you'll find out the results on Giants Postgame Live. Let's go up now to one of my favorite Bay Area athletes, and of course a favorite Bay Area announcer, Dave Fleming. Mike Rucco, fellas, take it away.
Yeah, well, how come Amy Mike's not on that list? Come on.
No. You got to be good to get on that list.
Hey, but you take your broadcasting career and fold it into the whole deal, you're up there, pal.
Yeah. We've been lucky, haven't we?
Randy Wynn for the Giants here. And he's behind 0-1. The fact that Lincecum's even on that list this quickly does, I think, give you an idea. And I think in some ways he deserves to be on that list this early. How hugely popular he is right now. Randy Wynn struggling at the moment. Sandoval's waiting on deck. Benji Molina will also bat. Giants trying to get started here. A well-pitched game so far.
Oh, front door just missed. See, the thing too about Blanton is that, when he misses out of the strike zone, it's not very far. You never really see this guy have a lot of wildness. Good 1-2 pitch, good teaser.
Charlie Manuel's really appreciated the efforts of Joe Blanton over the last couple years. Unsung hero for the Phillies. Wynn hit that one well. And Ibanez having to go a long way back and fighting with the wind, but he hangs on.
All right, we're going to ask and answer our Aflac trivia question.
Aflac!
The question is, can you name the only 5 players to win back-to-back National League Most Valuable Player awards? And here they are: Ernie Banks, Joe Morgan, Mike Schmidt, Dale Murphy, and Barry Bonds.
A Philly, a Giant.
Dale Murphy hit .314. Schmidt, I figured Schmidt out late.
Well, what do you mean late? He hit .214 against you in his career. Sandoval loves to bunt. Blanton got him. Nice effort by Pablo. Look at those numbers. 24 strikeouts against it. See, Dale Murphy at least got a few hits against you. Mike Schmidt, you struck him out and he couldn't hit you either.
But early in my career, I couldn't get him out. Then I went to Philly and I learned how to pitch to him. He couldn't hit a hanging slider. I kid you not. One of the greatest hitters of all times. You could throw a hanging slider above the belt and he'd pop it up just about every time.
2 down, and Benji Molina takes a strike.
There's a guy playing today, a similar style hitter, that you throw the same pitch to. You get him out every time.
And who's that?
Gary Templeton, or Gary Sheffield.
Gary Templeton was actually on that list.
I know. I get Gary Templeton with a brain.
Giants down in order here.
But Gary Sheffield can't hit the hanging slider.
Don't throw him a fastball.
No.
Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball. Brad Lynn does it again and stays perfect for the 2008 season.
AT&T, your world delivered. That's our rapid rewind. And, of course, the great Hall of Famer Harry Kalas, the longtime voice of the Phillies. They think about him every day, and they hang his old sport coat there in the dugout before every game.
And his white loafers,
which were a signature of the great Harry Kalas. Lincecum jumps ahead of Joe Blanton, strike one. He got to call the final out of the World Championship in his last full year with the Phillies.
Well, in 1982, Harry Kalas was there with Rich Ashburn, Whitey.
Blanton with a base hit against Lincecum. That's how the fifth inning gets started. The pitcher with a single. That's his second hit of the year.
That's such a thud when you're out there on the hill, too. When you are starting an inning off facing the pitcher, you're just thinking, all right, here's a quick one out. And when you walk them or they get out by way of the base hit, now all of a sudden it changes everything. It becomes a stress inning immediately because here comes the top of the lineup and you got a guy on first and you're out of your stretch. It messes up the whole equation.
Jimmy Rollins had a good at bat his last time, and that's ball one. Rollins also stole two bases once he got to first in the third, and he's ahead 2-0. Lincecum tried that curveball. You can see the HK right there on Jimmy Rollins' jersey. Wearing that all year to honor Harry Kalas' memory. Rollins takes that pitch foul out of play.
Well, it was the dog days of summer, and there was a costume set or costume contest for the dogs before the game. And some of the costumes, folks, were hysterical.
That was not the winner, but there were a lot of panda-themed costumes this year, I noticed.
Well, right now, panda's big in San Francisco.
Real big. San Francisco Zoo's going to have to look into finding a way to get a panda here. Meanwhile, Lincecum's in some trouble. 3-1 and a beautiful changeup. Strike two.
And that's the pitch that has gotten him out of a lot of jams this year. When Jason Schmidt used to throw it, we called it a power changeup, and we didn't think we'd ever see another one quite like his. Well, guess what? We see one every time this kid takes the mound.
And he uses it again, but Rollins just stays alive. Lincecum's only given up 5 hits. He's got 4 strikeouts. He hasn't allowed a run, but it's been a stressful outing for him. There's a pop-up. Lewis for the out.
You know, a really good hitter, it gets up there and they think they're going to get a hit every time, especially when they're hot. Rollins is hot. And I always used to like to watch the reaction when you get a guy out who had a pretty good confidence in his swing. And look at the reaction. He wanted to take that bat and wing it halfway into the stands. Same thing with the helmet. But big leaguers realize that there's kids watching them, and you can't do that.
Jason Worth takes that one foul, 0-1. And Rollins had the count in his favor. It was 3-1. He's been a hot hitter, but he's definitely thinking that was a spot where he could have done some damage.
Yeah, he had a 2-0 count, a 3-1 count, both good hitters counts.
I think you pointed it out, though, that changeup is such a great pitch, particularly in that kind of spot for Lincecum. Worth bounces it into left, found the hole. His second hit.
Now, the bad news is you had a pitcher lead off and get a base hit. The good news is Blanton's plugging up the base paths. This Phillies team has some pretty good speed, but when you have Blanton out there ahead of everybody, it kind of slows them down.
It's a good point because the Phillies hit a lot of home runs, but they also have a lot of team speed. It's a fairly rare combination. But it's a power speed lineup. And this is a guy right here, Chase Utley, who combines both.
It reminds you of that 1979 Pirates team, the Lumber and Lightning team. They were fast and they could put some thump on you. This Philly team could do the same.
Two on, one out. Utley takes the ball. Nearly 100 home runs between that foursome. Ibanez has been the big surprise. Not that he hasn't been a good player, but Raul Ibanez has come to Philadelphia and fit right in with that group. There's a strike.
Good curveball. Well, they're going to have 4 guys with 30 or more homers, and a couple of those guys have a chance to go to 40. And that's when it really starts to set in. When you look at the numbers that these guys amass at the end of September, and you're going to go, wait a second, that is a very potent foursome.
Phillies got criticized in some quarters when they signed Raul Ibanez this offseason. There's strike 2. Utley's talking to himself.
Well, he guessed wrong. See a hitter drop his head in a bat on a pitch that catches a lot of strike zone, and he doesn't get a swing off on it. He's thinking about another pitch.
Very high with the fastball.
You know, and that's the best part about the big leagues is you're playing against the same people year in and year out, and you play 10, 12, 13, 15 years against the same guy. You know him really well. He knows you really well. It becomes a chess match. You try to outthink him. He tries to outthink you. And that is what you miss when you retire.
Bonds used to talk about that all the time. His battles with Maddox, with Smoltz, with Glavine, the guys he would see over and over again year after year.
He had like 160 at bats against Greg Maddox, something ridiculous like that, and against all those guys.
Lincecum, by the time he's finished, he's going to have some hitters. You start to think in the division, Adrian Gonzalez and Matt Kemp and some of those guys, he will pile up a ton of at bats against those players. In a big spot here, game still scoreless. The Phillies have a threat though. And he strikes him out swinging. Beautiful pitch from Lincecum.
It's a pitch that even you know it's coming. And in his last at bat, he was sitting on it and couldn't hit it. Here in a 2-2 payoff pitch, when he needed the strikeout, he goes right to the power changeup and a swing through Sia for Chase Utley. Grab some pine. Oh, that's just an incredible pitch. Strikeout number 5 for Lincecum.
He is really leaning on that pitch tonight. 2 down now. Still got to get through Ryan Howard, who's 0 for 2, but is scary. 26 home runs for Howard. Ball 1. Fans are getting on James Hoy a bit.
Well, from the side, I mean, that looked like a pretty good pitch, but if you're sitting behind home plate, there wasn't much groaning from the fans who sat in that section.
There it is again. Changeup.
Howard's so dangerous. I mean, he's got some holes. I mean, you could pitch to him, and you know what his reputation is at the strikeout. He will strike out, but if he runs into one, he can hit it out of any ballpark, any field. And I don't care if you're playing Wrigley Field in April and there's a 40-mile-an-hour wind in your face. He can turn it around. That's how strong he is.
His numbers against Lincecum, the perfect example of that. He's 2 for 11, but the 2 are both home runs. Fastball a little bit high. Another 3-1 count.
Hey, Eugenio Velez is standing out in right field like the bus left him.
He hits a long way. He goes with that changeup again. And Velez is going to have to make a play in a hurry, and he can't get it there in time. And that hurts. Bases loaded. Now that's where you start to think he's too far back there.
Well, it looked funny. And he just let the ball play him. And Howard's been through this before, and he realized that if a guy doesn't charge the ball, he's going to give you a chance to beat it out. And to his credit, Howard running hard out of the box beats it out. And now this has become an incredibly stressful inning.
Bases loaded and a curveball, and that could do it. Velez handles it, gets rid of it quickly to Ishikawa. Lincecum dances through trouble. Phillies leave him loaded, no score. Game 12:45, August 12th. Afterwards, the annual Giants slumber party. You get a game ticket, camp out on the field after the game. They show some movies up on the scoreboard. They got a meat cheese East Coast pizza served throughout the night. 2 different movies on the high def scoreboard. It is a lot of fun. You have to go to that website, sfgiants.com/slumber party, or call that special number 415-972-2361 for details. Travis Ishikawa against Joe Blanton, and the first pitch is inside for a ball. It is the last of the 5th. No score. Ishikawa lines a base hit to left. Ibanez hustling and plays it on a backhand. Ishikawa just does not have enough speed to even think about going for 2, but he'll settle for the leadoff single.
Well, you know that he's got a good opposite field approach. We saw it a lot early in the year, and he kind of got away with it in certain counts, trying to pull the ball, drive the ball, but he has always had this for a base. And against a guy like Blanton, I think it's an excellent approach. Blanton can pick you apart with darts, mixture of speeds. If you try and pull him, you know, he's going to leave you standing there. Nice at bat.
Aaron Rowan now a chance to build the rally, takes a strike, 0-1. Well, the Giants just have not put nearly the pressure on Blanton that the Phillies have on Lincecum. They like to do that starting right now. Only one other base runner before Ishikawa. Phillies in 5 innings, they've left 8 men on base. Ishikawa's running, and Rowan does not make contact, and that's going to turn into an out.
Well, a guy like Blanton is a good guy to hit and run with because he's always around the plate, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking to get your guy in the batter's box a pitch he can do something with. Here, just a tough pitch to try and make contact with, a little slider off the plate away, and once the swing through goes down, an easy throw down to get him.
Rowan takes this one to deep right center, a long way back there and a long way to go for Stairs. It bounces over the wall, and that means 2 bases. Rowan might have gotten a little unlucky there. That stays in the park. He may well have a triple.
Triples alley. They don't call it triples alley for nothing.
With 1 out, that makes a big difference. If he's standing at third, Giants have the runner at third, 1 away. So that's bad luck, just like the swing and miss was a little bad luck.
Well, they called that high fastball. Baco won that thing right across the plate. It kind of cuts across the plate away, and it allows Rowan a chance to barrel it up. And watching that thing, I think it would have bounced into the stands. I thought for a second it may have been interfered with. If it's interfered with, then it's the umpire's discretion. You might get the triple.
In my opinion, you should get the triple on that kind of ball. Lewis takes ball one. Well, I still want
that's the spot right there. That is the spot. That's the right there. That's the spot.
He didn't interfere with it. Lewis off Blanton's glove, and that turns into an impossible play. That's a good break for the Giants.
Well, if you're going to beat a good pitcher, you're going to have to get a break in the middle of the game. This may be the opportunity for the Giants. If this ball goes untouched over the head of Blanton, it's going to get picked up by either of the middle infielders. But just as he hits the top of his web, it kills the ball, and nobody has a chance. Not Utley, not Rollins, nobody. It's a base hit.
Infield hit for Lewis. First and third, one away. And the 8th place hitter, Juan Uribe. Big at bat right here. And a tough spot for an 8th place hitter. Foul ball. He's perking up. He's getting into it. Giants have a rally.
That dog has a spot, I'm telling you. She knows right where it is.
You could do it all day. Ball one.
Oh, you could rub a hole in the fur. He would not care.
That is not a small little puppy either.
No.
That might be the biggest dog here tonight.
You take that dog out for a walk, you need about 3 bags.
Lewis starts, stops, and Uribe takes ball two. Apparently not. They say he went around. Bruce Bochy wasn't too happy about it.
Did he go? Yeah.
Yeah. That makes a difference. Instead of 2-1, 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Juan Uribe, trying to get the first run home. And he started again there. This time no swing.
I'm surprised they didn't check that one.
You don't get penalized for asking for the appeal.
And Dale Scott at first base, he's got a quick trigger. Dale Scott, the crew chief of this umpire crew.
Lewis runs, and the pitch is taken to shallow right center. We'll see. Charging in, Stairs, Rowan tagging. They're testing him. The throw, Rowan slides around the tag. He caught the front of home plate and scores the first run of the game.
Well, Tim Flannery knows he's got a pitcher on deck. This is the time to take a challenge and take a risk. Matt Stairs does not play a lot of outfield. He's more of a guy coming off the bench. And he gets a little bit of a wide throw going up the line. It creates a window of opportunity for Aaron Rowan, and a great slide. And the Giants take the lead.
Reading the play as it developed in front of him and took that front side. Perfectly executed by Aaron Rowan.
They're going to appeal it.
And Giants run stands.
Well, you know, Tim Flannery, one of the great common sense third base coaches in the game, knowing that this is the time to take a risk. You want to gamble with a pitcher on deck, that's the time to do it.
Foul ball to Lincecum. I can almost bet too that, say Shane Victorino's not banged up, say he's playing center field tonight, you got Jason Worth in right field. If Worth is the guy who makes that catch, I bet they hold Rowan.
Oh, absolutely. 100 out of 100 times.
You get Stairs out there. It's again a risk worth taking. That's 2 nights in a row now. Aaron Rowan has come down the line at third to score a run with a head of steam.
And every time he comes into home plate, I'm fearful he's going to break a couple ankles or at least a knee. Talk about reckless abandon. Holy smokes.
In the outfield, on the bases, everywhere. Strike 3 called. Giants find a way to get a run, though. And that's the only run so far. He's happy. So are Giants fans. 1-0. Nothing into the 6th inning here on quite a Saturday night at the ballpark, with Lincecum pitching to Matt Stairs. Ball 1.
Well, you know what Matt Stairs wants to do?
He'd like to plant one in the water. And not just there's that home run swing that spins foul. He can hit it 70 feet, but he takes a swing like he's trying to hit it 700. His last at bat, he thought he just missed one. Flied out to right field, and then in the field, not able to throw out Aaron Rowan on a shallow fly ball. So he is antsy. He's still got a lot of power.
Well, he knows his role. His role is to wheel and fire, run into one.
He is a tremendous bench player, role player. Pulls that one, just foul.
Well, this was the play that really set up a dangerous inning for Tim Lincecum. It was a ball that was hit not sharply to Eugenio Velez, who had dropped back in the prevent defense shift to defend against Ryan Howard, but he did not charge the play. When he came off the field, there was the skipper telling him, you need to be more aggressive on that play.
Makes that play nicely for the out, one away.
You know, one thing at the big league level, if something happens, especially with a young player in the middle of a game, managers and coaches do not wait for the game to be over. They'll go right to him and say, yo, you need to charge that ball. You need to be aggressive, and you need to make that play. You can't lay back. You have to know your opponent, and Ryan Howard can run a little bit.
Pedro Feliz hits a foul ball. I think that's a good point, Mike, because even just watching Bochy, that's his normal spot, right? He's on the home plate side of the dugout, and you saw in that shot he came all the way to the other end to meet Velez as soon as he came back in the dugout right away. There's a pop up. Who's going to take it? Juan Uribe. 2 down.
Well, tonight at 10:30, you can check out Sportsnet Central on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Join Jamie Sire and Matt Morrison, and they'll give you a Giants-Phillies recap. And they'll talk about how the A's honored Ricky Henderson. And, oh, yeah, 49ers and Raiders, they're at camp. It's football season just about. Check it all out on Sportsnet Central tonight, 10:30, Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area.
They're practicing. We get a big league ball game. And an important one. Giants and the Phillies. Great weekend here in the city. And a very tense game here tonight. 1-0 Giants. Ball 1 to Baco. One of those report card series, as you like to put it. Phillies are a very good team.
Well, the Giants are trying to be a very good team. And at AT&T Park, they are a very good team. And you get the Phillies here, who are a great road team. You knew this was going to be a good matchup.
He strikes out Baco again, and it has been a good matchup. But right now, the Giants 1 run better, 1-0.
inning, the only run in the game that has scored, a sac fly for Juan Uribe, and it was Aaron Roan who came with a very creative slide around Paul Bacco. He avoids the tag, scores the run, and that is our Coors Light Freeze Cam, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Exciting moment in a tense game here. Despite the presence of the Pooches, I don't think they're too tense. They're pretty relaxed.
No, they're very relaxed. So is Tim Lincecum.
Yeah, Tim, pressure. What pressure?
He loves the pressure.
He does.
You know, and I think the Phillies are going to always feel his wrath when they come into this yard, because they were the first team that he ever faced as a pro at the big league level. And they were hard on him that debut. And he has not forgotten it.
Velez, strike one. He showed off that night. And again, he's such a different pitcher now, but he did show us all the great ability. He had the fastball. He was missing bad, striking out, but he also gave up a couple home runs, some hard hit balls. Phillies knocked him out of the game. Velez, a line drive base hit. Got one up and hit it hard.
Stay hot, young man. And look at the mistake to location. We haven't seen Blanton make many mistakes. This is a little breaking ball that lays up there at the belt out over the plate. And Velez right now just making you pay. You make a mistake to him in the strike zone, he is dialed. And the Giants have a leadoff hitter.
And now they could do some things with Velez's speed. He's still not a great base stealer. Doesn't have that natural instinct maybe for it, but he's got blazing speed. The wind may well bunt. He showed it there, but took a ball.
Blanton's a big man, 6'3", 255, but for a guy his size, he's really quick out of the stretch. Very compact throwing motion. He's got a tight little circle that gets into a kind of a short arm release. And he's consistently between 1.15 and 1.25. That's quick.
Strike one to win.
He doesn't give you much to steal on.
Randy's a guy the Giants like to use in a hit and run kind of play. You could see something like that here. Giants have a lead. They love to expand it even by just an extra run. They get their big RBI man Sandoval on deck. Win bunts. Well, that's going to roll foul, and Bacco pounces on it when it crosses over the line.
Oh yeah. They're looking for goodies, and they were looking for lots of pets.
Probably more goodies, though.
That's a happy guy right there. Got the happy guy tail wag going. They're good friends.
I didn't bring my whippet. He's better left at home. Foul ball off the bat, a win.
Jax, good pup.
He'd like to run the bases, but he would not sit there and drink water out of a cup.
No, he's not a lap dog.
Neither is he.
No. Unless you're Bruce Bochy.
Bruce has got a big lap. Is that a baseball card?
Yeah, I think it is.
Kiara.
I've never seen that. A dog with a baseball card.
It's almost her birthday. Velez, that was close. So they're paying attention to Eugenio. A good base stealer will say, I'll get as big a lead as I can and just be able to get back.
That's why you like to have a left-handed first baseman, because they can get that tag slapped on a base runner at first base so quickly. Will Clark had the quickest slap tag I'd ever seen.
1-2, foul ball.
And with Will Clark, he used to tick guys off because he dropped the hammer on him, and I think he'd do it, with the idea that he did want to tick him off.
It was a contact sport when Will was over there.
It's just another reason why I love playing ball with him.
Love to have him on your side.
Yeah. He was a good near side guy.
Wynn's battling here, and that one bounces away from Baco. So Velez is going to get second base for free. That helps.
But when you play against a good team, it always gets down to 90-foot mistakes. When teams match up evenly and you have two good pitchers out there, it's these type of gifts that make a difference. And a fastball that comes up on Baco, who's a very good ball blocker. And the Giants catch a break. A wild pitch all the way to Blanton. But that totally changes the at-bat, the middle of the at-bat for Randy Wynn. Because now his job is get Velez to third. If you can, get him in. If you can't, get him over.
That fastball that bounces around home plate in the dirt there, that's a real tough pitch to block. Giants catch a break. Now we'll see if Wynn can get Velez to third base. Nobody out. That might be too shallow. Not an easy play. Utley makes it. Chase Utley had a back pedal going there.
Normally you don't want to try and backpedal on a ball that far because it becomes a very difficult play. Backpedaling is not the way to go back on a ball, but here you kind of get caught sometimes because you get drift. Pop-ups, fly balls will get pushed out towards center field from the first base line out towards left field, just the way that the winds affect the ball here. And you can get caught like Utley got caught.
Velez still at second, one out. Sandoval will try to get him home. Pablo goes after the first pitch and hits it to Jason Worth. Velez bluffed the tag, draws the throw, but it hits Rollins.
Oh yeah. Now we're cooking with gas now, baby.
Those are the winners as far as you're concerned.
Oh yeah.
You need a haircut.
It's all right. I'm going retro.
The Lincecum look.
Some good looking pups right there.
What a day this has become. 2 outs for Benji. See if he can do the job, get Velez in.
This would be a big swing of the bat. He needs it.
It would be. He has not driven in runs lately.
Well, and 2 out RBIs always seem to need a little bit more. They hurt that pitcher a little bit deeper.
Got fooled with the breaking ball, and that'll be a routine play for Rollins. Giants retired. Dwayne Kuiper's coming back over. Lincecum back on the mound. 1-0 Giants.
purchase 2 View Reserve tickets for just $26, and $4 will benefit Ronald McDonald House Charities of the Bay Area. Visit your local McDonald's and pick up a coupon to take advantage of this season-long special ticket offer. It's a great way to see a Giants game. It's also a great way to support a worthy cause. 1-0 Giants. We are in the top of the 7th inning, and here again is Dwayne Kuiper.
Ready. Here's Lincecum to Blanton. Did I, over on radio, see a Krukenkuip dog, a couple?
We did.
Well, were they handsome-looking dogs? Sandoval on the 3rd hop. Blanton is out. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
Dwayne, we didn't see a Krukenkuip dog, but one you have not seen yet is Tim Lincecum's dog, Cy, appropriately named Cy. Tim actually picked up Cy the day after he received the National League Cy Young Award late in October last year, and he was in the clubhouse today playing with Dubs, who's Brian Wilson's mini Doberman pincher. Cy is a French bulldog, and he is Tim's buddy, guys.
It is a contrast, like Lincecum and Wilson are a contrast in body types. The dogs are a contrast in body types.
Hey, the dog tells you a lot about the owner.
Wilson's dog is a little thin dog, thin legs. Lincecum's dog is husky. 0-1 to Rollins on the ground to Velez. A nice hop for Velez. Notice how quickly Velez is getting rid of every throw. 2 outs.
Well, one word with the skipper in that regard, and it will definitely make you change your style.
I mean, really a tough spot for the kid. He's playing shallow right field on a ground ball to Howard. And he just took his time. I mean, it's weird when you feel the ground ball that deep into the outfield. Think, okay, I caught it. Now all I got to do is make a good throw. All right, I made a good throw, but it's too late.
It's not good. That was pitch number 100 for Lincecum.
0-2. Well, Worth has been on base 3 times.
A couple of knocks and a walk. And an 0-2 base hit in the 1st inning.
Not this time. Molina will throw out Worth, and that'll end the inning. It'll be strikeout number 7. 1-0 Giants.
Tennessee whiskey. Please drink responsibly and by Comcast HD, with more HD than any one period.
All right, let's take a look at our McDonald's game summary. Worth 2 for 3, a couple of singles and a walk. Blanton's been outstanding. Rowan's got a double. He scored a run. Lincecum, well, let's just say this. He's Lincecum. 1-0 Giants. That's our McDonald's game summary.
He has been good, and he has done it in front of a sellout crowd here tonight. They are hanging in the rafters, and he has not let them down.
Ishikawa, Squibber, Rowan can't make the play. Hey, stay hot, Travis Ishikawa.
Well, Blanton plants a jam fastball right on the hands of Ishikawa. I mean, that's like hitting a changeup to an infielder with some squib on it, and Rollins cannot find a handle.
It's got a lot of spin, so it's going to spin out of your hand if you don't get it just right.
You think he had time to make an exchange glove hand?
He might have. He might have. Here's Rowan. And Rowan gets hit, and hopefully not in the same spot.
Well, the same spot would be the right forearm. I think this thing caught him up around the left tricep. That's what it looked like.
Well, he's unbelievable.
He is unbelievable.
Remember, it's the right arm that was hurt, and you're right, that's on the left.
That hurts, though. I mean, that tricep right above the elbow, that's like putting a light switch on your body.
The only thing that does is it makes the right forearm feel better.
I hadn't thought of that, but you're probably right. But if he doesn't get a bruise in a game, something's wrong.
Here's Lewis. Lewis takes outside, 1-0.
Phillies get some action in their bullpen.
Lewis a couple of singles, one of them an infield hit.
Chan-Ho Park is the gentleman down in the Phillies bullpen.
Here's Park. Blanton's in the early 80s in pitches. 1-0 Giants. We're in the 7th. Off the plate, 2 balls and a strike. Two balls and 1 strike. Swinging a foul to the backstop. Lewis swung at that like Blanton threw it. This was the pitch that Tommy Hansen hit Rowan with in his first at bat on July 20th. And Mike keeps talking about how the carom went straight back to the pitcher. That is not a good sign.
No, it means you got a flush hit on him. That is just so painful to go back and watch again. And he wound up having a little tear in the muscle of his forearm, and he said that happened when he made a throw later on in the game, and it put him on the shelf for about 7 days. He's a warrior.
Worth going back. Ishikawa, I think, is going to tag. He is. The throw will go to second, and Uribe is going to be in the same spot he was in the 5th. And it was a pop-up to right field that knocked in Aaron Rowan in the 5th inning. Uribe credited with a sacrifice fly, although fly might be a little generous. Uribe waiting on Blanton here in the 7th. Down low, 1 ball and no strikes. Lincecum's out on deck, as you would expect. The pitch down low. 2 balls and no strikes.
Blanton trying to take advantage of the reputation Uribe has going out of the strike zone. One of those situations when you're an 8th place hitter with a pitcher on deck, you need to expand your zone a bit here.
And he does, and he fouls it back.
Charlie Manuel knows that Bruce Bochy is not going to pinch hit for Lincecum.
Not unless 44,000 are going to go home
at the same time.
High, deep. Ibanez has got it, and here comes Ishikawa, and it's 2-0. Good AB.
That's a big league at bat right there. He knew exactly what was in store, how the guy was going to try and pitch him, what he needed to do, and we're going to make that our 4th quality drive of the game, and why not? This is a big league at bat in a 1-0 ball game when runs have been hard to find, and that is not a hanger by any means. Blanton drops it down around the knees on the inside corner, and Uribe just goes down and gets it. That's a strong man at bat right there. And a big run.
Lincecum takes a pitch high. One ball and no strikes. Rowan aboard at first. Lincecum takes wide again, 2-0. Giants fans getting a "Let's Go Giants" chant that rings around the yard, and it's a strike, 2-1. Two-one pitch to Lincecum is high. Blanton wants it. Lincecum has wanted a couple of those himself. It's 3-1.
I mean, I know it's only 93 pitches for Blanton, but if he walks Lincecum, he may be out of this game.
Indeed, he might. Lincecum, a flare. Rollins can't get it. Rowan's going to put on the brakes and hustle back. Lincecum a base hit.
Well, it allows the hottest guy on the team to get up and have it at bat this inning in Eugenio Velez. And let's watch it. 3-1. He had a challenge, a little fastball. He just slices into left field. Rollins had been playing up towards the middle and just could not quite get back despite a nice effort. And Rowan thought about third base and then rethought.
James Hoya is going to come out and break this up. It's not Charlie Manuel out. It's Rich Doobie, the pitching coach. Blanton's going to go after Velez.
Well, yeah. They also have a reputation for being a guy that chases out of the zone. And with an open base, Blanton knows that Velez is hot. So I'd be surprised if he went right at him in the strike zone on a first pitch. He may try and tease him below the zone and hope that Velez chases and tries to hit one of his pitches.
Dribbler, foul.
Went at him soft with a big slow curveball. That's the thing about Velez. I mean, he's really a lot like Sandoval and Molina, in that he is not afraid to go up there and swing it. He's not going to work you. He's not going to look for one pitch or one zone. He's just see ball, hit ball, run like crazy. Is pretty much his philosophy. And Blanton pitching wisely.
Rowan at second, Lincecum at first. Timeout is called. Sportsnet Central tonight at 10:30. If you miss it, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
1-1 to Velez. There's a breaking ball for a strike. 1-2.
Haven't seen many high curveballs called strikes tonight by Hoy. He's been pretty much a low ball umpire.
One and two. Down the right field line, foul.
Well, the way that Velez came out of the box and was busted down first base line, I'm thinking that's going to be fair.
Tricked me. You know what, guys like that like to run. I mean, that may have been like 50 feet foul, and he had taken off like that.
Andres Torres, same way.
Yeah. He apologized to me today.
He did for what?
For going on the DL. That's the way he is.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart. He's not wearing this disabled as well. And the Giants miss him.
One and two. Two and two. And the next pitcher would pitch 100 for Blank. And we only say that as just give you a guideline as to where a guy's at.
Oh, yeah. That dog is stoked. There is not a better bed for a dog on this planet.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Fouled again.
Fight that one off. That's a good pitch.
Four pitches this inning, 100 total. 2 and 2. Got him. Came back with a terrific breaking ball on pitch 101. Giants pick up a run. It's 2-0. To the trade deadline.
Well, only time will tell. I mean, that's something you really can't make much comment about it until you're into September. But we're hoping it's the Giants.
Absolutely.
2-0 here as we go to the top of the 8th. And this will be a test for Lincecum because here comes the heart of the beast.
And part of that heart is Chase Utley.
But I can't tell you how important that second run is, because that allows you a mulligan. And against the power of the Phillies, that may be important.
2-0 to Utley. He's bounced out twice, and then Lincecum struck him out on the 5th. Howard, and then Ibanez. This is indeed the thump. Two and one.
And that's the beauty of a 2-run lead right there. A 2-0 count where you don't have to really think corner. You can go right at them.
Out of play, 2-2.
Late. Once you get a changeup established in a hitter's mind, it messes with them the whole game.
Lifted to left. Lewis over. Still over. And he makes the catch. 1 out. And the bell is headed into the cove. Here's Ryan Howard. And when we see the bell come into the cove, it almost looks like the bell is bigger than the scoreboard. It may be.
Yeah, I think it is. She's big.
See, you're wrong.
Just give it a little time here. It's getting closer.
Here's Howard. 1 ball and no strikes.
You notice that Velez has shortened up his defensive position and trying to defend against Howard. He's shortened things up here at second base.
2-0. Lincecum fell behind 2-0 to Chase Utley, and now he does the same here to Howard. And he pours in a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. 110 pitches. Two and two.
What a great pitch. I mean, you start talking about the different ways you can describe that changeup. I mean, you can go from awesome to unhittable. It's just a pitch that is so unique.
Got him.
Following it up, another changeup. And that is strikeout number 8. And let's take you through the at-bat with Ryan Howard. He falls behind. First pitch, it looked like a changeup, then it looked like a fastball he just missed with. Then on a 2-0, he went strike 1. And then strike 2 with a changeup, and then strike 3 with a changeup, and see you later.
1-0 to Ibanez. Ibanez takes a strike. Ibanez with a single in the 4th. 1-2.
But it's just swing and miss stuff this deep in the game, and that's what makes what this guy can do to a hitter so special. Because usually you get to the 3rd and 4th at bats, they're not swinging and missing.
2-2. Lewis over. Ball starts to carry, and Lewis makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. Nice play, Fred Lewis. The tickets are available. Come on out. It'll be, go to sfgiants.com or call 877-4-SFG-TICKS. Giants and Dodgers, I'm not sure you have to say anything else.
No, you don't.
So I'm not.
But there's one guy that's looking forward to that series, and he's never been in it, and that's Freddie Sanchez.
Here's Chan-Ho Park facing Randy Wynn. Park's first pitch is down low. Randy Wynn 0 for 3. Check swing, foul. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
The numbers for Chan-Ho Park, and most of the inflation in that ERA came when he was a starter. Since he's gone into the bullpen, he's been fantastic.
1 and 2.
Parker will go low to mid 90s with a fastball, slider, curveball, split, and has good feel with all of his pitches. He knows how to pitch.
We're going to speculate that if Brian Wilson is loosening up, that he's going to come into the game. Now, I could be way off on that one. Got him. All right, at the Acme Chop House is Dave Benz. Dave?
All right, thanks a lot. Coming up following this one, Bip Roberts will be along, and we'll break down this Giants game against the Phillies. Plus, Amy Gutierrez will be in the clubhouse with full post-game reaction. Stay tuned for Giants post-game live immediately following the last out. Fellas?
All right, thanks, Dave. And Lincecum is done for the night.
What a great night. He is something else.
Here's Sandoval. Pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes.
And, you know, it's amazing what happens as you see Brian Wilson get loose. It's amazing what happens to the Giants fans here in the Bay Area when he pitches. They look forward to the nights that he gets on that hill.
Are you kidding? I was thinking about not showing up tonight, and then I remembered who was pitching.
Easy, partner. Hope you let that out of the bag yet.
High and wide to Sandoval. 3 balls and no strikes. See if Sandoval has the green light. We'll never know. Yep, Panda took a walk. Here's Benji Molina. Molina with 3 ground balls tonight. Hitting .256. Waits on Chan-Ho Park. Outside corner strike. Molina didn't think so. 0-1. Travis Ishikawa to follow. Foul back. 0-2. Giants with a single run in the 5th and a single run in the 7th. Juan Uribe, a pair of sacrifice flies. Down the left field line, Molina hooked it. It stays 0-2. It's kind of the way it's going for Benji Molina. If he hits it hard, it's either at somebody or foul.
Well, you go through those streaks as a hitter. They're not fun. But the Giants need him to get hot.
Indeed they do.
4 spot in the lineup's gotta perk up.
The 0-2. Little fish job. It's going to be over Feliz. Sandoval takes a wide turn, and Benji Molina comes up with a Benji special.
He could not place it out there any more perfect than that. Sandoval had a huge turnaround second base.
This is a dog snort.
Yeah, this is a dog snort right here. And you get those dog snorts on the dog days of summer. I think it was below the label, but hey, it's a big league knock.
Sorry, I've been waiting to say that.
You finally got your dog snort in the 8th inning.
You think Hawk will steal it from me?
No. He'll let you have that one.
Here's Ishikawa. Sandoval at second, Molina at first. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
90-mile-an-hour cutter right at a perfect pitch location in that strike zone. Knee high, down and in.
Well, this is a little bothersome for me because Aaron Rowan's not on deck. Not that I have any problems with Carco hitting, but Rowan must have got dinged up. 0-2. Ishikawa fouls that one. Roberto Kelly, who said, I'm not going to use my hands. Rowan got hit on the left, we think bicep. He's going to go up there within the next couple of days. He's going to look like one of the gladiators. He's going to have all kinds of stuff on him. And hopefully he's all right. He doesn't look like he's very happy.
Well, I feel better now that I look at him when he's still on the bench.
Absolutely.
He may have a little, that stinger that goes down your left leg. Look at him. He's trying to work some life in that left arm, and that's exactly what's happening. That thing's knotted up on him.
Right on that elbow. And Ishikawa swings and misses. Garco's been pulled back. It's going to be Edgar Renteria. He didn't do well with this, by the way.
No, Aaron Rowan does not do well on the bench, whether he misses a start or whether he has to leave a game because of an injury. You're right.
Renteria at 253. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
That's a good breaking ball right there. I mean, that thing is late, nasty, and perfectly placed in the strike zone. You cannot run up there and stick it to catcher's glove any more perfect than that thing was.
Park tried to get Renteria to get after it again. He does not. 1 ball and 1 strike. Renteria hitting for Rowan. Rowan had a big part of this game offensively. He doubled in the 5th inning. Eventually scored the first run. Big chopper. Rollins will flip it to Utley, and that'll end the inning. 9th inning coming up. It'll be Wilson coming in. Yeah, some of the sights and sounds of the dog days here on a Saturday night. 2-0 Giants as Wilson comes in, and he's facing Matt Stairs.
The numbers for Brian Wilson: 45th game that he has been in, 26 saves on the year, 51 strikeouts and 46 in the third.
There's a strike.
I thought the first pitch was better than that one.
I think you're right. Stairs 0 for 3 against Lincecum.
I think about Matt Stairs, I'm asking the umpire if that was a make good.
Inside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
And Eugenio Velez moves to center field with Rowan out of the game. Renteria goes to shortstop, and Uribe goes over to second.
Lewis coming in. 1 out. Here's Pedro Feliz. I had a chance yesterday before the game. I looked to my left. I was standing in front of the dugout, and walking by me is Dennis Eckersley. I haven't seen Eck in like a year and a half. There's Feliz as he breaks down. But while talking to him, and you were there, I couldn't understand why Brian Wilson was just kind of hanging around. Just, you know, he was kind of talking. Usually he's off with, you know, the guys. On the ground to short. Renteria gets a big hop. 2 outs. And then you explain to me what it was.
Well, Dennis Eckersley, when Brian Wilson was a little kid, he was his guy.
That was it.
And he had a chance to meet his hero. And he made no bones about it. He wanted to meet him, and he wanted an autographed ball, Dennis Eckersley. And Eck returned the favor. He looked at him and he says, you know what? You're good. And you saw Brian Wilson grow 4 inches right there in front of you.
Here's Victorino, who takes a strike. Fans are booing Victorino because he got voted into the All-Star game, and Sandoval didn't. Victorino banged his knee up Wednesday in Arizona. On the ground, could be the ball game. And it is the ball game. And the Giants take game 3 of this 4-game series behind Lincecum and behind Wilson and behind a couple of sacrifice flies. How about